So as we wrap up our sermon series, Under Construction, a People Shaped by God, I want to share a scripture with you this morning from Nehemiah. It comes from two different chapters. It comes from chapter 7 and it comes from chapter 8. Hear these words. My God then prompted me to assemble the people. Then Ezra blessed the Lord, and all the people answered, Amen, Amen, while raising their hands. Then they bowed down and worshiped the Lord. The title of our sermon this morning is Truth. Truth. Let me share a story with you. A couple stories. I told the first service I had like 4 or 5 stories I was debating on what to share with you this morning, and I was sitting there listening to them sing a song, and something popped into my head that I hadn't even thought about before, and I realized that was the story that we needed to hear this morning. God works in mysterious ways sometimes. So in my last church, as I began my preaching at that church, I got a glimpse, I got a movement from God to change my style of preaching. Prior to that, I probably would have just stood, never one place. You guys know me well enough, I can't stand still. But just preached and shared what had been working on me for the week. And what the glimpse that God gave me was what I do with the screens now. That you need to start working something a little bit different in it, because we learn in different ways, right? Some of us are visual learners, and some of us are tactile learners, and there's just all different kinds of ways to learn. And so from that idea, I began to develop slides for my sermons. Now, I want you all to understand that I spend a lot of hours in the week putting together Sunday's message. I don't just, like some people think, just pop up and preach on a Sunday morning. There's a lot of hours that goes into this, and developing these slides is just another layer on top of the process. So it adds to the time that I'm already taking to do a sermon to do it. But I felt it was a movement from God. So in a sense, a mini renovation in me, right? This is God saying, Michael, there's something you need to change, and so here's the glimpse, and let's see where it goes. So I started doing the slides. And at first it was great. I loved it. Because now I don't have to memorize every single word that I'm going to say. I kind of got a prompt here, right? It kind of, so sometimes it becomes an outline, and you guys all know by now that sometimes I get them mixed up and I forget where I go, and I just turn around and look for them. So, but that's just the nature of public speaking, at least it is for me anyway. But as that excitement built and I began to process this, just like Nehemiah, the lies came. And the first lie I heard, this one actually still hurts. All he does is read the slides. You need to come sit with me for about a week and see what goes behind these slides. Okay, yeah, every once in a while there's a slide up there, and all I do is read it because it kind of says everything we need to hear. But I hope you all realize I don't just read the slides. But that hurt. And then it came from somebody that meant something to me. And then I began to hear some other grumblings. That was probably the worst, but why do we need slides in church? We don't need to do this in church. The previous pastor never did this in church. And you just hear all kinds of things. And it becomes discouraging, just like it did for the people on the wall. The unfortunate part is I let the discouragement get to me. I put them in slides. I just got tired of hearing it. I'll show them, I'll just stop. And I don't know how long that season was, but as that season went on, I began to hear from people who had appreciated the slides. Pastor, when are you going to start doing that again? I have a hard time focusing. It helps me focus on what you're saying. Pastor, when are you going to start doing that again? I am a visual learner, and I know it's just words on the screen, but it helps me connect with what you're saying. Because just sitting up there watching your mouth move doesn't help me a whole lot. And it was things like this that it began to, the word was getting back to me that, it wasn't just those 2 or 3 people that were complaining, but the greater body actually appreciated. And most of them will come up to me and say, Pastor, it's a lot of extra work for you, but could you do it? It really means a lot to us. And so I started doing it again. And when I came here, I wasn't sure how you all would receive it, because Pastor Dave didn't do this. At least that's my understanding. And so this is new. Pastor standing up, looking at slides and reading slides and talking about what's on there. And I wasn't sure how you all would react. But this time I was prepared for the potential lies that never came. And in fact, the only thing I heard from folks in this church were, Pastor, when you started doing that, all of a sudden I could pray with everybody else because I could never read what was in the bulletin. The print was too small. And now I feel like I'm a part of it. Pastor, thank you for putting the words on the screen. All those notes confuse me. Now, I know some of us, that's heresy. But for those that just don't want to see that, they want to just see the words and sing and praise God. And so I've heard a lot of just wonderful sentiments about the way I preach and my style. And so all that to tell you one thing. When I first started doing this, when I first got the glimpse of this new preaching style, when I stepped out in faith, I thought it was all about me. It was about me learning to do something new and different. And what I come to realize in that renovation project was it was maybe a little bit about me as a communicator, but much more about the people I was communicating to. And so God was working the renovation in my life that it might have purpose for someone else. And so, just like in Nehemiah, what had begun as a glimpse was now a reality. It showed up. So we find Nehemiah in exile, and he gets that glimpse, right? Something's wrong in Jerusalem, the walls are gone, I've got to do something about this. And he steps out in faith. And in the beginning, he's affirmed all the way. The king say, yes, we got your back. Yes, here are all the resources you need. And he gets to Jerusalem, and he's still anxious, he's not sure how this is going to go over. So he does some nighttime reconnaissance where nobody else knows what he's doing. And he goes out and he checks things out and he begins to come up with a plan. And as that plan develops, he comes back and he shares. And as he shares, everybody says, the majority of the people say, yes, let's go do this thing. This is awesome, and they get excited about it, and then the lies come. But fortunately for us, Nehemiah and the people, they may get discouraged, but they don't let the lies stop them. They prepare a plan, and they keep moving forward, and ultimately we get to where we are today, and the wall's done. The wall is done. And they're excited, and they pray, and they worship God. So they get an opportunity to share about the renovation. Scripture tells us that more than 49,000 people showed up and came to Jerusalem after the wall was built. 49,000 plus. That's on top of all the ones that said, yes, us, and man to the walls, right? So we've got this huge influx of people into Jerusalem because of Nehemiah seeing a glimpse and deciding that it was a glimpse from God and doing the right thing, moving forward in faith in spite of not completely knowing where this was going to go and how it was going to turn out. He didn't know about the lies. He didn't know about the forces that were going to go against him. All he knew was God said, step out in faith and do this. And Nehemiah stepped out in faith to do it. And so ask yourself, what is the focus of Nehemiah's story? Is it the wall? Is it the people on the wall? Is it the 49,000 plus people that show up in Jerusalem after the wall's finished? Where is the focus? And what is the focus of your renovation? Is it you? Is it the folks that you will affect by the renovation that God is doing in you? What impact does your renovation have on others? Now, for me, I've already shared one of my stories. It impacted everybody else. Very, very little on me, actually. But it impacted the crowds, the congregations, the people of God who learned differently. They were able to connect back to it. God's working renovation in you right now, whether you realize it or not. God's working in you. Just the mere fact that you are here and you have showed up, God is working in you. Whether as an individual or us as a congregation, as the body of Christ, moving us forward, asking us to take one faithful step after the next. One thing is sure is your renovation projects are not just about you. You like to think that. I did when I first started this journey. It's all about me. But it's not. It's not all about me. Your renovation projects are about God. Always about God and what God is up to in your life and where God is taking you next. God is making God's dwelling in you. And every time that happens, others will be affected. Every time that happens, others will be affected. Let me tell you another story. This book I'm reading the author shares a story about a gift that he wanted to give his wife. They just got married. It was their first Christmas together. And he wanted that really special gift that would be remembered through the ages, right? And so he decided that he was going to make something for her, because he figured something made with his hands was better than something bought. And he decided to make a coffee table. And so, not being a craftsman, he went out and got a friend that was a craftsman and helped him. And they spent months making this coffee table. And he got so excited as Christmas approached. And finally it was finished. And he was just thrilled beyond belief. He wrapped it up and he put it under the Christmas tree for her. And on Christmas morning, when it came time to open gifts again, that first Christmas together, he's probably like our little kids, bouncing off the walls because it's Christmas morning, because he can't wait for his wife to open up that gift. And he gives her the gift, and she opens it up, and she says, "Oh, a coffee table," and moves on. Now, that's sad in and of itself, and he goes on to tell it in a funny way. He says that, and they sat in the living room for a little while until she figured a way to quietly slip it out and make it disappear. So it didn't have the lasting impact that he wanted. But what it did is, as they would have company over, he was very proud of that coffee table. And he shared it with everybody that came in the door. What do you think of this coffee table? Do you like our new coffee table? Isn't it a nice coffee table? And it's not. He was proud of the hard work he had done. He was proud of the renovation project that he had done. And he wanted to share it with the world. And that's what Nehemiah does with the story of the wall. He wants to share the project. Right? He wants everybody to know what's happened. And because of that, again, 49,000+ people come home. And we have a homecoming in Jerusalem around those numbers. And that's exciting. Nehemiah's story is not about a wall being built, but about the return of God's people from exile. This project was so much bigger than any one person or any number of people who manned the wall, or even the wall itself. Nehemiah's renovation project was an avenue for the people to return all the way back to God's heart. The people in exile had, in all essence, lost God. Jerusalem was no longer. And because of this renovation project, it opened up that door for people to say, yes, we want God back in our lives. Left the door open to so many more renovations to take place in Jerusalem. Jerusalem takes off as a new city after this wall gets rebuilt. It is a new Jerusalem. And the people are embracing it because of one act, one glimpse that Nehemiah got. Build the wall. And as the wall gets built, people return, and God's glory takes over in the city of Jerusalem once again. Can you picture the homecoming that is possible through your renovation? When God renovates us, there's a homecoming. Think about this for a second. I hope most of you have experienced this at some point in your life, and probably some of you have gone through this. Look at somebody that has a mediocre, lukewarm faith. They're just kind of going through the motions. And all of a sudden, that spark, that Jesus spark, lights in them. And you watch right before your eyes them go from this lukewarm Christian to this Christian that is all out there, all about Jesus, all about love, all about grace, and wanting everybody in the world that they come into contact with know about Jesus' love. And just think, when you watch that happen to that person, what that does to you. Doesn't it energize you? Don't you get just as excited as the person that is being lit on fire for Jesus? And you take off and you grow. Every renovation project, every seed that is planted, every step in faith we take in the new direction affects others. It starts with ourselves, but it is so much bigger than that, so much broader than that. And it begins to change the world around us. So let's take a look at a couple things. The meaning of renovation for those exiled. So we learned three things from Scripture of what it means to them. First, they knew that God had not forgotten them. Anybody would have known, looking at Jerusalem and the ruins it was in, that it was not possible for a small band of Israelites to put this back together. And yet they do. And they know in the midst of that has to be the power of God. God has not forgotten us. The next thing we learn from this is they remember who they were. They remember their history and who they were. They were the people of God. They mattered to God. And therefore they had to step out in God's name. Step out in faith. And finally, they remembered their story. They remembered the connection back to God and why God loved them, because they were the people of God. They remembered and asked Ezra to read the law after this happened. And Ezra reads the law and reminds them of who they are. They are God's people. And why they are God's people. And they celebrated, they worshiped. And the beautiful thing about this is that the city's being renovated now. They all have nice homes to go to, and yet they begin the celebration of booths, which means basically they go outside and they build lean-tos to celebrate it. And they acknowledge where they have come from and where they have come from again. And acknowledging God's part in all of that. And so, what does renovation mean for you and for me? Well, it means the same three things. First, it means that God remembers you. I don't know about you all, but whenever God puts that dose in my heart and I begin to step out in faith, I realize this is because God loves me. Because God is there with me. Why else would God give me this glimpse of the direction I need to go? You must remember who you are. And this is really important. You are a child of God. God loves you. God wants a relationship with you. That's who you are. You are of worth to God. And our renovation projects remind us of that. Our renovation projects remind us to remember our story. You are to remember your story. And we talk about this a lot lately, and we're going to keep talking about it. Where does your story interconnect with God's story? How do you know what love looks like in your life? It's because God first loved you. And where did that first show up? And how do you take that and share it with others? That's the intersection of your God, of your story and God. And so we remember our story and our connection to God. And here's the thing that we get to do differently than the Israelites did. You get to invite others in. I had somebody come to me the other day and say, why are we inviting people to church? My God, this is why we're inviting people to church. That others would come to know and connect with the love of Jesus Christ. It's that simple. It is that simple. We want to share that spark with anyone and everyone who will listen. We get to invite people in to see our renovations. As ugly as they can be at times, or as beautiful as they can be at other times. But in all of God's glory, not ours. And it is all because God desires to dwell in each and every single one of us, that we step out and be invited. And here's the big thing, the big reveal, right? And I'm sure you all seen the shows. And the one that pops into my head is the show where they have the big bus. And the people whose home has been renovated, they're standing on one side of the bus. And the crowd starts chanting, "Move that bus! Move that bus!" And they've sent this family away. So they haven't seen anything up until this point in time. And the bus pulls away. And what happens? Tears. Tears of joy. Just streaming down the faces of people. Overexcitement of the new possibilities and what they see before them. The new possibilities. And I don't know about you all, but I find tears rolling down my cheeks when I watch these shows because there's a potential, there's a hope for family. We have no idea what's going to happen, right? We only know the right now. So you never know what your renovation might set in motion. You just don't. All you know is what's taking place right now. And it is in the right now. We celebrate the present goodness. We celebrate the moment. We celebrate the moment every single day of our lives. Because every day is a new moment and a new place for God to interact with us. And so we celebrate that. And here's the best part of it all. We sit right here and we celebrate and we get excited. And we want to pat each other on the back and get excited for our accomplishments. And all that's good. And then one steps up and said, "What's next?" Because we are people of God. And God always has us on the move. And God always has a what's next. And so that's our challenge, is to not get stuck and content where we are, but as we're being renovated, to continually step out in faith to the new what's next. Because God always has one for every single one of us. Whether it's an individual what's next or whether it's a group what's next. Where is God sending you? Where is God sending us? What faithful step do we need to take today to begin to see the glimpse of what's next? Amen? Amen. Let's pray. Oh my God, gracious God, out of love, out of hope, out of forgiveness. You enter into our lives in unique, different ways. You share a glimpse of a future. You give us an inkling of where you might have us go. And all you simply do is ask us to step out of faith. And you'll step with us. Lord, we are your people. We get excited about the ministries that we're doing. We get excited about the things that we accomplish. Especially when it is in your name. But because we know, in and of ourselves, half the things we do, more than half the things we do, we're not capable of doing on our own. It is because of your glimpse that you give your people as they unite together, as they come together to step out in faith, to serve the least, the lost, and the lonely, to make a difference in this world. Lord, let us never get stuck and rest on our accomplishments. Because it is tomorrow's accomplishments that you will lead us towards. Always. Keep us. We don't want to get content, Lord. We want to be motivated to move. We want to be uncomfortable at times because you're calling us to a new faithful step. Lord, give us that courage, the strength, the wisdom. Give us your love and grace that we might continually step out in faith, answering your call to serve your people. Teach us, show us how to be your hands and feet in this world that truly begins to make a difference, not just in our own lives as you renovate us, but in the lives of